All right, this is the Forex Auto Trading Bot webinar that I was telling you guys about. We have delayed and postponed this thing, and now it is Friday night on a holiday. And so we're not expecting a lot of people to be on here live. And so we just want to get this recorded for all the people that were interested. I'm going to put this up on my YouTube channel, and that way you'll be able to watch it anytime. Julius and I linked up about 10 years ago through a mutual friend, Jermaine Steele, who's the man. And we were both drop shipping on eBay at the time. And we were both doing really well at it. But we also both had the same desire to teach other people. And so I called Julius, and one of the first things I remember him saying is wealth like speed. You remember that, dude?
Yeah, man.
I was on a rooftop in La Jolla, California, and we're talking about creating a course. And so we got to work immediately. We created a course, and we helped a lot of people with that. And then we've just been in touch ever since. eBay, as all things do, fizzled eventually. But we've gone on to do different things in different niches. And I've seen Julius for probably the best 2-3 years into trading, and a lot of good results from himself, a lot of good results from people that I've seen him work with that I know as well. And so I just, I felt like there was a good enough vouch and sample size, along with the fact that I've used him to trade to as well and done well the last few months. And I just can't keep a good thing. I can't keep a good thing down. And it's something that I just genuinely wanted to share. And so from here, man, I'll let you take it away. If you have some opening remarks, and then you want to get to it.
I just want to get to it, just touching on what Jeff said. We've been knowing each other for past 10, 12 years. Went through a lot of trials and tribulations in business, ups and downs. A lot of ups, especially when it came to drop shipping, and we started doing the local drop shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff got involved in the cell phone niche right around the same time I got involved in the trading niche. And I did really well for myself. I've had days where I would make well over $5,000-$10,000 in a single day. I've had days where I would lose $1,000 in a day. So there's always ups and downs when it comes to what I do. There's a lot of psychological aspects, a lot of other things that go on in the world that can affect the market and how the market reacts, and the volatility in the market and things like that.
Yeah.
And being able to experience that myself, I've learned certain things on what to do and what not to do. And I've been able to learn and develop this system to where I'm able to control my funds on automation. And how I ended up introducing this to Jeff Duyon was I had a client from last August, and I was running one of my EAs on his account. Now, sorry if you guys see me fidgeting around. I was just telling Jeff, I'm slightly injured here. I've been icing my knee. So if you guys see me moving around, I got this ice pack on my knee. I'm just trying to get my knee better. But this person that I think he was in Australia, to be honest with you, if I'm not mistaken. Started with me in the beginning of August last year, and I ran his account for him. And when I say I ran his account for him, I literally mean it just like that. He started with $1,600. Actually, it was less than that. It was like $1,320. It was like $1,300. And he started in the beginning of August last year. And by August of this year, and his account is still going, his account balance grew to 15 grand. And before I introduced Jeff
How
Dion
much
of
was
what
that?
was going on,
It was 15 grand. Is that
15 grand. Yeah, 15 grand,
okay?
$15,000 within the course of a year without him literally doing anything. Right now, these are what I like to call conservative results conservative numbers and just playing it as safe as possible and just trying to get a decent ROI every single month. We're not shooting for 50, 100% ROI. Can I do those numbers? Yes. But the amount of risk that it takes to be able to produce those numbers on a consistent basis will always inherently put your account at risk, and not just a couple dollars, the entire account, if you continue to do these high risk strategies. So what I learned was the best way to make money is to consistently make small profits and be able to learn how to control it. Because one thing you can't do is control when an EA enters the market.
What's that?
Now,
An EA again?
EA is basically how you call it a bot, which is an expert advisor. So I call it an expert advisor because I've also been able to utilize the EA while trading on a manual account to see where the EA is and how much drawdown the EA is in at that present time and moment, and utilize that to my advantage on another live account trading manually. Now, that is another higher level skill that a lot of people probably don't even understand what I'm saying right now. So I'm going to move past that, because it comes to a time where if you are in management of your own capital as a trader, they say that 90% of Forex traders fail, or they fail to make money. And I don't feel like that's the truth, because I still make money doing this. And the problem is people don't make the money that they want to make. And then they start doing crazy things, over leveraging their accounts, entering multiple positions, and doing things that the market makers are waiting for you to do so that they can liquidate your positions and keep your money. Now,
that's what got me interested, was that I do know that a lot of people fail. I know I did this back in like 2005. I did exactly what you're talking about, and I basically doubled an account in 2 days, and the next thing I know is gone. And yeah, it's greed, and it's just over aggressiveness. And so when I saw you actually doing it, and then you were doing it, and then it was like years later and you were still doing it, I didn't hit you up for like 2 or 3 years of you doing this, because I was like, yeah, we'll see.
right.
And I know that a lot of people have that. So like, okay, so I mean, how did you overcome that?
Well, I learned how to take my wins with my losses and learn how to move strategically, moving better in the future, and like stop doing stupid things. Because I would do the same thing like you would do. Like I'll make some good money, and then lose the money that I made and then some. And then when I started saying like, okay, well, let me just start trying to hit like 10, 20% a month continuously and try to keep it manageable, where I'm still trading the way that I trade, not a retail trader aspect of trading, like from an institutional aspect, taking positions in the market, not just entering trades with stop losses and take profits. Do I still trade like that? Yes, I can still trade like a retail trader. But what has worked for me and has always continuously worked for me was swing trading, was just being patient in the market and just not over leveraging and trying to scalp big lot sizes and keep doing this approach of impatience in the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, got it.
So we've been on for about 15 minutes real quick. So I'm not gonna sit here and waste time and sit here and show you guys extremely huge numbers and big profits and things like that, even though I can, but I like to make things to where people can understand. Like, this is really what you should be focusing in or focusing on doing, even if you don't work with me in this niche. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, just here to provide value and just show people like, this is what I've seen and this is what I've learned moving forward in my business, my trading business, in my career as a professional trader. I've been funded with first-class Forex funds, been funded with my Forex funds. I've been funded with what's the name of that other one that I don't even really like them? Uh, the funded trader, they're okay. Um, and those are the three main ones that I've been funded with. Um, my Forex funds, I was a VIP trader for my Forex funds, so I would get my withdrawals like, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever it was at the time. And I ended up losing all of those accounts with the funded programs. And there's a reason why, because there's a lot of rules when it comes to trading with a funded trading prop firm. You have to keep your drawdown below 5%, and you have to basically close out at a loss if you're not following those rules. The difference between doing something like that versus where you have live capital in the market is that you're able to actually stretch and have a little bit more room to where you can have 10, 15% drawdown and still be like, okay, my trades are going to come back around, because the market, all the market is just one big oscillating movement. It goes up for so long and down for so long, up for so long and down for so long. Once you understand that, then you'll understand that the market will not just continuously go one way forever.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've
And
noticed that. I mean, I've noticed that with my brief experience
yeah, and
at the
as
weights.
you've seen with the trades, and even when you started with me, I was like, look, man, just be patient and just watch what happens and just take your time and just see how this plays out.
Okay.
What's your experience as how it played out with you having to be patient and actually watching these trades? What was your experience?
Um, so I would notice there would be, I don't know, a half a percent or a percent gain in a day. And then I would look at it and I'd be down, a couple $100. And then I'd wake up the next morning and I had another, percent or half a percent gains. And then maybe by that point I'd only be down, $20 or something like that. Um, and like you said, so yeah, it would enter a trade, and then a lot of times, I'd say more times than not, it would go down a little bit, and the next thing I know, I'd be closing at a bunch of profits. And sometimes, though, I mean, what I told you I liked about it is that it does close out losses frequently, and the gains. I think almost every day is pretty sure every day it's been above more gains than losses, but it does go down. It does go down some,
Yeah.
and but it never went down like a scary amount, depending on how much I had in it. So yeah, that just kind of describes it perfectly.
Yeah. So I with this method, we trade with drawdown. Now, this is not martingale. This is not like we're just going to keep on entering more and more and more and more positions at a higher and higher lot size, you know, until like there's pretty much nothing left in your account. But it's a very similar strategy, but where it doesn't over leverage. Also, one of the main things that is so beautiful about my EA that Jeff hasn't even experienced yet is that if it does hit a 30% drawdown, what it will do is it will stop entering new trades and wait until the market swings back from the current positions that it's already in. And once those trades close out, or once the drawdown reduces below 30%, then it will start hedging trades going in the direction of the market. So that's one of the beautiful things about this EA and how it's been coded and programmed, is the fact that it's hedging in the market. So even though it's taking positions going in the other direction, it's still taking positions going in the direction where the market is going.
Yeah,
So
I've seen it do that. Yeah, I've
yes,
seen it do that.
you
Yeah.
continuously keep making profits as the market moves in this direction. But one of the things you haven't noticed yet is once the EA gets to a certain point, you start catching 150, 250 pips on a move on a currency trade.
Mhm.
Is this high frequency trading? No. Are we trading indices? No. This is just we're just strictly trading currency pairs, And one of the things that makes it beautiful is that the currency pair that I like to use, that it's actually been back tested for at least 2 years with consistent data, is that it's not a major Forex pair. So it's not constantly manipulated. So that's why we're able to trade this way without the scary movements that you see in other highly volatile pairs. Does that make sense?
So it's Euro and Australia, right?
Yeah, that's the main one that I like to
I was
use.
wondering why it was always okay. That's what main one it trades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like NZD USD. Like we've only been rocking for like almost what, 2 months now,
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But like I'll use like NZD USD, odd USD. So like it doesn't matter. Like I could just additionally add those into the account anytime I want. But the strategy that I've been using, that I like, that has been working the best for me for the past year plus, has been with the euro versus the Australian dollar.
Okay.
So
Got
I'm
it.
gonna share my screen, and I'm just gonna share you guys just one
Yeah.
account. And I'm not gonna sit here and I'm gonna show you guys 30 million accounts, share you guys highly inflated accounts, fake accounts. This account is a real account. This account's a real account. And this is what I want to show you, and why I want to show you this account first, because I want to tell you guys a story about my FX book. A lot of traders, they say, hey, do you have a trading history? Do you have a trading history as a manual trader? And why is it so difficult to get a trading history from any trader, whether it's a manual trader or whether it's an EA? One, because even if you do have an FX book, it's not always accurate. Two, even if you do have an FX book for 3 years, like this company named I don't know if it's a good idea to say the name of this company. I don't want to, get into any legal ramifications because this is being recorded, but this company was around. They had a 3-year track record history of FX book. They've had multiple millions of dollars of people investing, multiple millions of dollars, and the broker shut down and everybody lost all of their money, even though they had a 3-year track record of consistent trading. So this is one of my clients withdrew 11 grand this week, but I just started the FX book on this account because there was a whole new migration from the server from Hugo's Way and a lot of these brokers right now with what's going on in the marketplace. There's a lot of transition that's going on from using unregulated brokers to regulated brokers. There's a lot of transition that's going on where a lot of prop firms are getting shut down for doing shady business. Even my Forex funds got shut down for doing shady business. I don't know if you've seen that CFTC complaint, but I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm here to talk about what we're doing. What we're doing is we're taking positions in the market on a daily basis and we're swing trading. So even though this account shows a profit of $414, it's showing a drawdown of 42%, even though it's showing a gain, but the drawdown of 42% is only being shown because of the withdrawal. So after the withdrawal happened, the equity growth kept going down because trades kept being entered with that previous setting on the account. So now after I've showed you this account, I'm going to show you this account where we've been running from since September 24th, where we've only had a 10% drawdown. Monthly, we're doing on average 15%. Daily, this is 0.49%. As you can see, we have all the data, the track record with the equity growth, the growth of the account, the advanced statistics. You can see our average win in pips, our zero score, probability, risk of ruin. And you can see that this is fairly safe. Like you have a less than 0.01% probability of loss based on the track record of this data that's being shown, that's been updated 4 hours ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
So now imagine if you're compounding this and you're just doing this every single month for the next 2-3 years of your life, and you're averaging 15% monthly. Imagine what that can do for your life once you start hitting these account balances of 50,000, 100,000. And I'm a VIP client. I'm a VIP affiliate for Hugo's Way, and I've had clients under me with $200,000 accounts. I have clients under me now with $300,000 accounts. I have clients under me now with $400,000 accounts. And these are the things that's possible when you stay consistent and you just stay in this game. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not like, let me show you how to take $100 and make $700 from it. This is, let me show you how to slowly compound your money in the safest way possible, while showing you how to actually build a substantial income and a passive income flow to where you're actually not doing the work every single day. Can you get on here and trade in this account while you're running it, while you're running the EA? Yes, you can. Because if right now, if you only have a 10% drawdown, or if you're only in a few positions and you're only down $40, then you can feel free to take a manual trade where you're risking a certain amount. Does that make sense? So I don't know, like, we didn't have a lot of people on here to ask questions on how to get started and where to go. Do you have any questions, or anybody here that may have a question?
Yeah. So, okay. So what you're saying is this is just a bot that you put on there that's been back tested for 2 years, that's created consistent results at, is it 15% a month? And let's see. So what's like drawdown? That means that's how negative it's gotten relative to the balance. Is that right?
Yeah, that's relative to the balance.
Okay. Is that good? I don't
That's
know a lot about
that's
that.
that's really good. Like I said, even with prop firms, they like to see a 5% drawdown. So, think about what I'm saying. Even if you have an $8,000 account here, 10% drawdown of that, the max that you would see is a $800 in negative.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Until the market swings back.
Right. Right.
So,
How much do you recommend people start with? What's like the
well, like I said, I had a client that started with the 1,300. I would start with like 1,500. But I always tell people, if you start with 1,500, you're trying to sustain a higher risk. I always say start with like 2,500, $3,000. That way you can just let it rock, let it do what it does, because even at 2,500, $3,000, even if it does hit 30%, you're not going to be sweating in your sleep at night.
Mhm.
And that's how I look at it. It's all numbers, it's all math, and like how you're able to tolerate your risk management. Because I can teach you guys even different higher level things than this. Like, I know you see a 10% drawdown, but I can show you how to even use the same EA and run it aggressively to where you'll have a 30% plus drawdown, but you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to be sitting here, struggling,
Yeah, but
risking.
you're not recommending people even run their own trades at this point, right? This is more
Not if
them
not
just
if and especially not if they don't know what they're doing, because one of the problems that I've always run into the past, people don't know what they're doing. They want to touch things, they want to close trades, or they want to trade in the account and they don't know how to trade themselves, and then they end up blowing up the account. And I'm like, hey, just let it rock. Just let me do what I do. Let me show you, hey, this is what I would recommend you start with. This is the broker I recommend you going with. If you don't want to go with that broker, you can go with your own broker, as long as it's 1 to 500 leverage, as you can see here, which is I always like to use for my EA because it gives you a lot more room. As you can see, these are real accounts that I'm showing you, nothing demo here. And I'm not showing you guys overly blown out of proportion numbers. Can I sit here and show you 100%, ROI? Like, I, take $1,000 account and make $900 with it. Yeah, yes, we can do that. We can do that all day until that one day that account is gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It sounds like what I did to myself.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about it. I actually liked that it didn't make that much, because I know like big risk, or big reward is a big risk. And so when you were telling me it made maybe 10% a month, I was like, okay, that sounds fine. I don't want a promise of, a certain percent a day or some crazy stuff like that. Um, yeah, I just want like some steady growth, low risk. And so, okay, so you're saying though, like 10% drawdown and an $8,000, $8,100 account, it could go down 800, but this one's already made 1,200. And so it wouldn't even go below the profit that's already there at the worst case, right?
Right. Well, and like I said, it can hit the 30% range.
Okay.
This is still fresh. This isn't even a whole year of data.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen a handful of times over the past years. And whenever it does happen, I get excited because I know that I'm going to make at least 250 pips on that move, not only in the account that's running the EA, but also in my live account that I'm taking the trade from the highest point that where the EA is. Does that make sense?
Got it.
So I always say, hey, if you want to start doing something like this, put some money aside, only risk capital, only invest into the market what you can afford to lose. I don't care what anybody is showing you, what system anybody's showing you, what FX book anybody is showing you. It doesn't matter if it's me or anybody else out there. Only invest into the market what you can afford to lose, that if you lose that money, it's not going to affect your personal life. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. All right. So this one made $224 this week. What's the interest? What's that mean? Is that from like the fact that you're leveraging? So there's like loan?
Yeah, well, the interest is like, you're taking the trades from the brokers. So the brokers taking, they've got their swaps and their fees and stuff
Okay.
like
Okay. Okay.
you're losing a little bit of cash flow there, but nothing to where it's killing you.
Yeah.
Me?
And what so I
No,
mean like what's in it for
no.
you, man?
Well, what's in it for me is that every client that comes with me and they start with me, they start with a $3,000 account. You have full control of your funds at all times. I don't have any control of your back office. You're able to withdraw at every single time. If you choose to use the broker that I recommend, you don't have to use the broker that I recommend. If you use the broker that I recommend, obviously I'm an affiliate with that broker. So I'll get paid off your commissions from the actual trades that you take. So
Okay.
I'll make my little cash flow. And I also charge a 50% profit split on the
Okay.
profits that the account is making. However, since I'm partnering with Jeff here, I've been able to talk to Jeff and say, like, hey, can we offer something to my people? And Jeff is like, well, hey, man, you can offer whatever you want to offer.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like, hey, you guys, if you guys want to use your own broker, you guys can use your own broker and invest there. I'll still manage the account. And if you use your own broker, you'll have a 50% profit split. And if you're with Jeff and you use my broker under my affiliate link, you'll be able to get granted a 40% profit split pretty much for life.
So meaning like it's they keep 60 and you keep 40?
Yeah, they keep 60, I keep 40.
Okay.
And I'm basically not only am I helping you do this, but as you can see from your experience, you're able to hit me up like almost any time of the day. I'm available and I'm answering your questions.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, what's going on? Hey, why is this doing this? Or you could be just like one of my other clients. Like I don't even hear from him at all
Yeah.
until he draws. He's like, hey man, I just take some money out. Okay, I don't hear from him at all. He just trusts me to do what I do.
Um okay. Okay. So they use your affiliate link and then they it's 40%. So okay, so instead of 15%, it'd be more like assuming their account performs like this, it'd be more like 9% a month, which I mean that's a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, think about what I'm saying. Even in the stock market, the best traders, the Warren Buffetts, are doing 7-8% a year. real estate around the same percentage. This is one of the things that's the difference between stocks and Forex trading is the fact that it's a very highly volatile market. And we're able to take advantage of the fact of the actual price fluctuations and not if the company is doing good or bad.
I gotcha.
Right. And with stocks, you know, sometimes it takes companies years to blow up. Are there people out there that make a higher percentage doing stocks, but they're doing, you know, options, they're doing day trading, they're doing
Yeah.
high risk trading and things like that. So
Yeah.
I like to try to stay on the conservative side. I like to try to stay a conservative trader. Have I been a high risk trader? Yes. Has it worked out for me? Yes. But in the long run, it doesn't always work out because all it takes is like one really bad trade. You trade on Monday, you trade on Wednesday, and you trade on Thursday. You didn't trade on Tuesday, but that one trade you took on Friday just wiped out all your profits for the whole week, and now you just made nothing. And I'd rather just, you know, make my little 0.5%, 1% a day, and just look at my phone and say, once I get home, I'm gonna withdraw this. Oh, and that's how it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking at as maybe just a little extra income.
Yeah, it's just like a
Yeah.
little extra income. Now, but if you look at this from a professional standpoint, I'm only showing these numbers so that people who have businesses, they say, hey, man, I may have a little, you know, extra money laying around that I have some risk capital. I can try this out and see how it works for me.
Yeah.
Showing people like that because like I said, I've managed accounts, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 accounts. And when you have $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 account and you're doing 15% a month, you're making a substantial amount of money. Right? It's, you know, it's a decent amount of money for anyone without having to really lift a finger for it if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's always risks involved.
Okay.
Always going to be risks involved. There are millionaires out there who have 100, 200,000 laying around that they could be like, look, man, if something happens to this, it's not going to bother me. But
Right.
the average person maybe only has 3,000, $10,000 laying around that they're like, okay, well, I can go ahead and take a risk with this to where it's not going to help my it's not going to hurt my family, it's not going to hurt my financial situation, and
Yeah.
it's not going to hurt my future.
All right. So to sum it up, ideal account size is 2,500 to 3,000 starting out, at least minimum.
Minimum. Once you
Um,
start going to like 25,000, $30,000 account, that's when it starts getting a little bit more sweet.
okay. Um, you know, there's a few people entering in kind of late, and if you're just getting here, I did record this, and honestly, I it doesn't sound that complicated. Like that, we don't have to keep going on and on and on. Uh,
I get straight to the point. There's no hype. Like
I
I'm
know,
just
I know. I actually
blood.
would be doing a lot. Like I teach, I teach all this stuff that I do with phones and everything, and probably the thing that the reason I don't even charge is because I'm like, what? I don't need to keep talking about this. Like you just watch my videos. I don't need to charge you unless you just feel like having less money. Um, and so, yeah, I just like to get straight to the point. I don't like a lot of these things people hop on, there's music and they're all like dancing around. And anyway, that just pisses me off. And so, anyway, I got other shit to do,
Yeah.
or not, but it ain't going to be sitting around on this damn webinar for hours at a time playing music and acting dumb. All right. So, to get started, they, trying to think. So, this is Julius Kellawan, by the way. I didn't announce your name.
Well,
Uh,
they can contact me through you. Like I said, this is a
sure.
very private thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to blow it up out of
Yeah.
proportion, even though I can. I only want to deal with a select few individuals. To be honest with you, not everyone's going to qualify. I like to work with people on a one-on-one basis, kind of like how I work with you. You're able to message me, you're able to ask me questions, you're able to say, hey man, what's going on? Like, why did this happen? Or what am I looking at here? And I'm there answering your questions. And
Yeah.
that's where my value in lies, and that's where I'm able to charge what I charge. And if you ask me, I'm really not charging a lot.
Well, I mean, there's just the upfront amount that they need to invest in themselves, and then from there they're paying you based on results. And so
Yeah, so I don't get
there's
paid on what you get.
yeah, they're not actually paying you any money
Buying
unless they make
anything,
money.
you're not paying me any money up front.
Yeah,
You're not purchasing anything from me. It's roll with me, and I'm gonna show you how I roll. And I've been rolling like this for a long time, and I give my clients love. Like even if I say like, hey, you signed up for a 50% profit split or a 40% profit split, I'll just be like, hey man, just send me this for this month. Like, I
yeah,
want you to enjoy that. Go out with your wife for dinner. I've done
yeah.
that so many times for my clients. Like, just go take your wife out for dinner,
Well, I
Just
mean, what I like you said, I can hit you up at any time, but the part I actually like about it the most is that I really don't have to.
right.
Um, yeah, like I got other shit to do. I got I'm doing a lot of phones, and that's just busy, and so I don't
Yeah.
have time to be worrying about this stuff. I
So
don't want a second
you're
side hustle
running
right
a
now.
business. You're running a business, and you're able to actually earn a substantial percentage ROI every month, to where you could say like, "Hey, I have an emergency expenditure come up. Let me take some money from here that I just made."
Yeah. Hey, look. So for the people that just got on it, do a brief go back over what you covered on what we're looking at on your screen that you're sharing.
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind.
Well, I'm not gonna go to the other one
No, just do this one. This fine. This fine.
if I go back to the other one, I'm just gonna confuse people that
Top.
don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
knowledge of what I'm showing them. So
Sure.
basically, this is what's showing the gain for the account, the absolute gain, which is basically the return of the investment as a percentage of the total deposits.
Okay.
So any new deposit will affect the absolute gain. So basically, the absolute gain is gained about 17% on the account, and monthly doing about 15.44. Drawdown accounts doing 10% so far. And I was explaining to Jeff before a few people got on here, my EA has a setting where once it hits a 30% drawdown, it won't enter any more trades. And that is the way that it protects your account. It happens a handful of times a year. And as you can see, this particular account I'm running has started since September 24th, and we're almost towards Thanksgiving. And there's no guarantees. I can't guarantee anything, but based on the data, based on the track record, and based on the past data where we've done the back testing for 2 years, I can almost guarantee that by Thanksgiving, this account's going to just keep on going. The risk of ruin, you can see how much we've made today as far as percentage profit this week, and the probability of loss. And you can go across the board and you can see that there's a less than 0.01% chance of you losing the account based on this data.
Mhm.
So there's once you have an FX book, there's a lot of data that you can go through, and we can keep on going through more data here as I go down through the FX book. But like I said before, I'm just trying to keep it as as simple for the average investor, because once you start getting to the $100,000, $300,000 accounts, and you're doing 15% a month, you're making a pretty decent amount of money.
Mhm.
And you're not really having to really do anything for it. Like I sometimes, like, I won't even talk to you for like a couple days, and I'll message you and be like, hey man, you had a good day today. He'd be like, yeah man, I've just been busy running around with phones. Like, so
Yeah. Well, cool. And so look, guys, if you missed the beginning part, I'm gonna as soon as we hang this up, I'm gonna get this downloaded and uploaded and all that good stuff. Get this onto my YouTube channel, and y'all be able to watch as early as tomorrow. And You can message me if you want me to introduce you to Julius, or if you want to message him direct, just let him know that you found out through me if you want, just so he knows where you're coming from. And yeah.
What I'll have Jeff do is go ahead and add our Facebook profile links in the description of this video below. So once you have completed watching this video, even if you stayed here till the end, obviously you're interested in what's going on. So go ahead and click the link below the description of this video so that you can add Jeff on Facebook as a friend and add myself, Julius Kelawan, on Facebook as a friend. We can get to know each other better. If you guys have any more questions for me or even Jeff, you know, I'm more than happy to help you just get the answers that you're looking for.
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to end this sucker right here. Yes, I will get you guys the recording. I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you, Julius, very much. I appreciate you, dude. And
Man,
we'll talk to everybody here soon. Okay. Peace,
God
man.
bless you guys.